This conference will now be recorded.
So we're going to try to win the first conversation. When a lead comes in, you've got to try to get back to the lead within 2 minutes. Okay? It's a study that has shown that you have to try to call back within minutes of getting the lead. Ideally, you want to do it on the phone. So when the lead comes in, you want to give them a call. Once you make that call, then the first thing that you want to do is try to set up an appointment to meet with that person in live, in person. So the reason that you want to set up the appointment in person is because when you call a lead, it's very easy to have a good conversation. How many times has it happened? You're having a good conversation, everything goes well, you hang up the phone, and when you call them back the next day, they don't answer ever again, right? It happens all the time. But what you want to do is if you meet that person face to face, tell them, déjame comprarte un cafecito, at your lunch break, let's sit down, let me meet you at lunch, let me meet you after work, whatever it is. But you want to meet that person as quickly as possible face to face. If you meet that person face to face, you are already building some sort of connection. Ya después es muy difícil de no contestarte el teléfono because you're a human being. You're not some stranger on the phone, a telemarketer trying to call them to harass them. You're this realtor who is going to be providing them a service, who has made their way out to meet them, who has made a point to meet them in person as quickly as possible. It's going to really help build that relationship and that bond from the start. You want to do that as quickly as possible. Okay. Then the next thing you would want to do is set up a time to pre-screen them. Obviously, during the appointment is the best time to meet up in person and pre-screen. After you pre-screen and you think that that person could qualify, then that's when you would call your lender, such as myself, and set up an appointment to meet with me. And you want to input that lead into conversion right away. So those are the steps. And we'll touch base on each of those steps now, but those are the steps you want to go into. Okay. So now persistence is key. When you make the phone call, let's say they don't answer, you want to try to call them at least 3 times within 24 hours. You're only going to leave a voicemail on the 3rd phone call. You can also shoot a text message with your business card and your contact information. And another thing you got to try to do is the email. Send out an email address, email with just like a little introduction, setting up a time to speak to that person. And then the last thing that you could try to do, and it's very, very impactful for a lot of people, is recording a little video. Okay? If you can't get through to this person, sometimes recording a little video and saying, okay, the client's name that calls you is Gabby. Gabby's the lead, right? So you record a video saying, buenos días, Gabby, mi nombre es, whatever. I know that you're interested in looking for your next home. Please give me a call back. I'd love to help you. Okay? Because if the phone call doesn't work, the text message doesn't work, the email doesn't work, what we're trying to do is create that image where it's in person. You're this human being. You're not some telemarketer. You're not some salesperson in some room just cold calling. You're a live individual who wants to help and wants to provide a service and wants to connect with them and wants to understand what their needs are so that you can meet them. So making the video, sometimes people go, oh wow, like she went out of her way, she recorded this video. I like the way that she presents herself. I like the way that she talks. It's a way of showing who you are too. Because people at the end of the day want to work with someone either that they know, they like, or they trust, right? And everybody has a cousin, sister, uncle that's a realtor in Miami. Everybody knows someone that's a realtor. Mm-hmm. So if you're the stranger to them, then you have to get them to like you and to trust you. And to like you is by meeting and making that impression when you first get to talk to them. Okay, and then obviously the trust is by when you meet them in person and they see that you're well put together. At that point is when you're going to present them what you have, your skill set, what you're going to help them by being their realtor, what they're going to benefit. And then that'll build the trust to keep the relationship going. Something I didn't add here, but you guys could try. These leads are coming from Facebook. Have you ever tried using your Facebook to reach out to your leads? No? That's probably one of the best ways. If that person's on Facebook y están ahí en el Messenger, entrando toda la información, respondiendo a todas las preguntas that they're doing on Facebook, then you're probably highly likely to send a message to that person and for them to reply. Because if they're talking to a robot on Messenger, then they'll most likely want to talk to a live individual. And you already know that they're interested in buying a home. You already know the specifics because of the questions that you get, all the answers you have. So you have enough to send them a message and start a conversation based off of that. Okay? So use Facebook to your advantage. If people are using Facebook to reach out to you, use Facebook to reach out to them. So you want to try to speak clearly. You want to try to showcase your local market expertise. So any information that you can provide a client that they can't just get online. If your market is Cutler Bay and that's where you like to find rentals and that's where you like to sell, and you see that person wants to buy in Cutler Bay, then telling that person all the things that you know about Cutler Bay, communities that great parks in the area, whatever information that you have that maybe that client doesn't have is going to help. And it doesn't have to be that you're this real estate expert that has had 20 years of experience and knows, it could just be something as easy as relating to that person as a mother and saying, oh, you're looking for a home for your family. Well, I know all the best pools in this area and I'm going to find you a place to live that is close to shopping and close to your son's soccer practice or whatever, ensuring and showcasing that you know the area and that you understand what their needs are and that you're going to help meet them. Okay. Don't ever focus on a property in particular. The objective is to when you initiate that first conversation is having a discussion and asking kind of questions that just give you an idea of what they're looking for, but you don't want to go into too many specifics as far as a specific property, a specific sales price, things like that. Because if someone starts to tell you that they want a $400,000 house and that the house needs to have this, very specifics, what happens is once they get pre-approved, if they don't qualify for that, then sometimes they don't really have that motivation to continue. So you want to ask them, like, are you looking, how many people are going to live in the house? For how long do you think you're going to be in your next house? Do you have any pets? Do you have children? Like, understanding those things are going to help you out more than understanding what the sales price is and what, the monthly payment is and things like that. Leave that to once the client is pre-approved, then we talk about the specifics. Okay. And then just be yourself. A lot of agents will start to read a script. You don't want to read a script because then you sound robotic, you sound rehearsed. Like I said, people want to work with people that they like and they trust. So just be yourself and be comfortable. And this is once you start looking for an actual location and price. So these are some of the questions you should ask. The location as to where they want to be, price, Be careful about asking for price. Their motivation. So when you're dealing with a rental lead, for example, you want to ask, are they renting right now? Okay, you're renting right now. When does your lease expire? That's a good question, because then you know how much time frame you have until you have to find their next home, right? Are they looking to, you have to have an understanding of who that person is and what it is that they're looking for. So if it's someone who, let's say, is a nurse, but she's a traveling nurse, if their all is to travel different parts of Florida attending patients, that person probably shouldn't buy a house because they're traveling all the time. So that's probably someone who should be in a lease, maybe a 6-month lease or a year lease, depending on how their needs are with their job. But if you have someone who has been in Miami already for 2 consistent years, has been working at the same job, lives in the area where they work, is looking to stay there for whatever, at least 5 years going in the future, then that's someone that you should try to convince to buy a home. Ask them about their agents. Are they working with anybody else right now? Oftentimes clients will tell you, yes, I spoke to this person, I spoke to that person. So just asking if they've signed a broker agreement. And if they haven't signed a broker agreement, then, that's free reign. You want to try to meet that person up face to face right away. And you want to maybe at that point, like, build a relationship, and you do want to lock into a broker agreement as quickly as possible so that they don't continue talking to various realtors. And you want to guide the conversation when it comes to their appointment by asking them specifically. Telling them that you have an appointment available at 2 o'clock and at 4 o'clock. So not giving them so much control. Because when you call a client and say, hey, can we schedule an appointment? They go, let me think about it. My schedule, I'm not sure, next week, and then things get complicated. But if you guide the conversation, you tell the client, look, let's meet up in person. I can meet you up today at 2 o'clock or at 4 o'clock. You find that most people follow your lead. When you give them too much control, people can't make decisions, especially when it comes to something as big as this and as intimidating as this and as scary as it is to be working with a realtor to look for a new lease or their first lease or possibly getting pre-approved for a home is all intimidating. So you don't want to give them too much leeway. You want to guide them and tell them, let's meet today. I can meet you at this time or at this time. And then if the client says, no, at that time I can't, then you tell them, okay, let's meet tomorrow. I have this time and this time. Like, can you meet tomorrow? And you have to stay on it. You want to stay on. Do you guys remember how many days you should follow a lead? 4 días tienen que estar atrás de un lead. 10 days. 10 days. If after 10 days, nothing comes of it, let it go, keep moving on. Okay? So you want to reach out 3 times in the first 24 hours. And then after that, you want to keep following up for 10 days. This goes back into like building rapport and credibility. So when you meet them, obviously looking the part of a realtor, being yourself too. That doesn't mean if you're not someone who shows up every day in a suit, don't show up to a meeting in a suit. You want to show up as yourself, but well put together, credible, professional, and then building the rapport by asking questions like about their family, kids, and pets. When you're talking about a rental lead and someone who has a pet, that's a really good conversation of talking about, a lot of places don't allow pets or will charge you extra for pets or have restrictions as to what pets you can have, how big your dog can be, your pet can be. So that's an easy way of, by asking some of these questions, you can kind of start to guide the conversation from a rental to a purchase. You know, oh, you have pets. A lot of places don't allow pets. Have you ever thought about buying? You know, your occupation, how long have they been in there? What company do they work for? Understanding how long their commute is, ways that you can help them there. And then recreation, you want to understand like what do they like to do, their hobbies, things that they do on the weekends and the pastime. The reason is because that way you can get to know them and make that connection, but also take into consideration that if this is someone who likes to go, you know, to the park every weekend to run around, then you know you need to be in an area where they can have those hobbies and those recreational activities. And then their dreams. What is it that they're trying to get? What is it that they're trying to do in the future? So you guys are getting a lot of leads every single day, right? And you have to prioritize how, not only like when to be taking the leads and the phone calls, because in real estate, we're always reactive, okay? In the morning, you have a plan as to what you're gonna do. We all do. But then a lead calls you, you're supposed to be at a showing in 15 minutes, but a lead calls you and that phone call lasts 20, right? So we're constantly reacting and changing our schedule. So you want to try to time block as much as you can. If possible, trying to call up all your follow-up leads the same time every day. That way, when you call those leads and you're following up, then you know, and you can determine which ones are getting closer, getting hotter to actually purchasing or moving and following through with what you're trying to get them to do, which is either find them a rental or find them a home. And then here, this is how we prioritize our leads. So an A lead is someone who's ready to buy right away. Okay, an A lead is someone you call and they told you that they're renting right now and the rent is $2,000 a month, and you told them $2,000 a month, you should be paying a mortgage. You shouldn't be paying the rent. And they tell you, yeah, okay, let's go, let's get pre-approved. And then so you go through the whole process, you get pre-approved, they're ready to go, they're going to be purchasing or moving out within the next 3 months. That's someone who's your top priority. Okay, that's a phone call you don't want to miss. That's a client that you want to be calling and following up with every single week. That's the client that you want to be setting up listings every week, you know, and really, really working them. That's where your money is, your A lead. Okay, your B leads have a goal to maybe buy within 3 to 6 months. Okay. And maybe because they're tied down for one reason or another. Let's say they were trying to look to buy with anticipation, but their lease isn't over until 6 months. Okay, so that's someone you're going to put in your B side. And then what you want to do is about 2 or 3 months before they're ready to buy that they told you, you want to stay in touch with them and keep contact. You want to make sure that you're continuously collecting like updated documents, keeping a relationship with the lender, making sure that they're following up as well with those leads, so that when you get closer to the time that they're ready to buy, at that point you would set up the listings and really start working. At that point you would move them to an A. Yeah, 2 or 3 months before the time that they're ready. So they're good leads. You got to stay on top of them, but they're not your top priority. And then a C lead is someone who probably is probably not renting right now, probably lives at home, has no real urgency, has no real need to move out. They want to, if the perfect house comes along, kind of that kind of lead. It may also be because they're unable to be pre-approved in that exact moment. Someone who may be working on their credit, for example. Okay, that's a C lead. You would stay on top of them. I would say maybe checking in with them about once a month, twice a month. Okay, checking in with, if they're doing credit repair, calling the credit repair company and following up with the credit repair company. Calling the lender and following up with the pre-approval, seeing if there's anything that they can do to finally make it over to where that person can get a pre-approved and start looking for homes. And then your D lead are those contacts that llamaste una vez, they answered, conversation went well, you never heard from them again. Okay, that's your D lead. Now, all of these leads, every lead that comes in, we're calling them 3 times in 24 hours. We're calling, texting, emailing, sending them videos, sending them messages through Facebook for 10 days. Then after that, you want to put all of them into conversion, obviously, right? And then your D lead is just that. That's a conversion lead. That's a lead that you're sending them automated emails and phone calls or text messages, but nothing that you're really focused on. What I'd like to do is, let's say you're not too busy right now. Your A leads, you closed them, you found them contracts, they're moving along. Let's say you're not holding a whole lot, then that's when you tap into your D leads and you try calling them up again. You know, hey, we spoke 6 months ago. And I know that you were interested in getting a pre-approved, but we never made it to the next step. How can I help you get to the next step? And then that way you kind of build up your pipeline once again. Okay, so here you see an A lead, you want to speak to them once a week. You're going to email them properties to view. You want to schedule appointments if they want to tour homes, and you're constantly communicating with them. Don't miss those phone calls. Don't miss those text messages. Okay, with emails, get back to them before the end of the day. Add them to your social media. You know, look for them on social media, see if you can add them. That way you're staying in their mind. You're on their Instagram feed, you're on their Facebook, they're your A lead, they're ready to go, they're hot and like excited about possibly purchasing a home. So you want to stay on top. And then the B lead is obviously the direct campaigns with conversion. You know, sending the local listings that are automated, and you want, it says to reach out to them once a month. I would do like every other week. And it goes back to time blocking. Decide what day every single week you're going to do that. You know, if it means twice a week from 9 to 10 a.m., you call all those leads and follow up and do that. And then your C leads are, you want to check into them with them every 3 to 6 months, every 3 to 4 months, right? Ask them those kind of questions about their financing, about the credit, whatever their issue is. You want to understand where they're at. Showing that although that you know they're having an issue with any one part of being able to move on, that you're there to help them. So, you know, tell me, how's it going with the credit? If they tell you, I haven't heard from the credit repair dude, you know, in a month, then take it upon yourself. Okay, let me call him. Let me get some answers for you. Be there to help them and support them, and then that way they see that you're fighting with them and you're trying to get them to the point where they can buy. Okay, and then your D lead, you know, it says to call them about twice a year. Like I said, every 6 months. Yeah. And you want to get grips of as to where they are at that point. so that you can try to move them up to a CBA lead. Okay. So this is all about knowing your margins. The reason why we do time blocking, the reason why we divide up our leads, how they are coming in, is because you want to work smarter, not harder. You want to do the least amount of work and make the most amount of money. That's what we're all trying to do, right? Okay. So when you guys are using conversion, it's important to keep track of things like this. So how many leads do you currently have in your database? Okay. How many leads are coming in a month? And then how many of those leads that are coming in a month are you converting into making a transaction, whether that's rental or purchase? Because if a rental lead comes in and you can convert it to a purchase, that's fine. It's still a lead. Find them a rental, keep them in the database, and within a year, when you know their lease is up, then that's when you call them again and you try to convince them to buy. Okay? The conversion is really, really important. Once you convert them to a purchase, knowing what your average sales price is and what your average commission is. Okay? By doing all of that, then you see where your work and your time and your effort is paying off. So on average, if you get 20 leads a month, okay, and your conversion rate is 3%, and the average sales price in Miami is 250, easy, right? Cualquier casita is $250,000. And then let's say your average commission is 2.5, because between taking your 3, and there's sometimes you give credits, or the listing agent, it tells you that you're only going to make 2%, what be it. So if your average commission on all those transactions is 2.5, that's $82,500 in your gross commission income. Okay. So a 3% conversion is a very good conversion rate, right? There's obviously a lot of money to make there, but just by changing it to a 5% conversion rate, you see that you're getting $55,000 more in income.
Eso que le plantea a la persona es
Usted tiene que estar tracking los números y estar arriba de los leads que están entrando y cuántos leads están entrando que usted puede convertir que compra. ¿Ve? Y por entender ese porcentaje de cuánto estás convirtiendo, es como usted sabe cuánto estás ganando, cuánto puedes ganar. ¿Okay? El trabajo de nosotros es tratando de aprender y de educarnos y de practicar cómo convertir los leads lo más rápido, lo más efficient, para que lo estamos convirtiendo y vendiendo a la casa. Right? La gente enfoca mucho en, you know, the leads themselves, and then you guys forget about them. Llaman 2 o 3 veces y se olvidan del lead and you keep moving on. Pero la idea es de cada persona que entra como un lead, es una persona que entró a Facebook. Okay. Pasaron 10 minutos respondiendo todas las preguntas. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué una persona va a pasar 10 minutos respondiendo todas las preguntas? Están interesados en comprar, están interesados de rentar, pero we call them y el momento que te dicen, oh, no, yo no estoy interesada en comprar, we forget about it. Why? You know, esa persona, yeah, you gotta keep pushing. Porque en este momento, you're just another person on the phone, right? No te conocen. They don't know who you are. You're never going to see them again. So push. Try to make that conversion. Get that percentage of how many people are calling you and how many people are buying. Try to keep working that number up. Okay? If at the end of the phone call te cuelgan, okay, fine. What do you lose? You don't lose anything. You make the next phone call. But that person who called is interested. That person wants to buy. So it's your job to say, look, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm a realtor. I'm trying to provide you a service. I know you're interested in buying a house. How can I help you? Okay, let's meet in person. It's what time is it? It's 10:47 right now. What time do you take lunch? Let me bring you coffee. Okay, meet them in person. Get to asking those questions about their family, about their dreams. What are they looking for? When do they want to move? And keep record of all that information, because all that information, you should be keeping track of it. Then you can categorize your lead. Okay, esta persona quiere comprar en 3 meses. Esta persona en 6 meses. Esta persona no califica en este momento. Déjame chequear en un año. And keeping track of everything and staying on top of those numbers. It's the boring part of our business. Nobody wants to do it. It takes a lot of time, okay? A lot of management. But there's no reason for you to be working leads if you're not keeping track of them, because you don't know really if what you're doing is working. Okay? Puedes estar llamando todos los días, respondiendo todas las llamadas, los text messages, pero si usted no sabe cuántos leads entraron este mes y cuántos convertiste, and are you really doing your job? Are you really understanding if what you're doing works? Because if you get 100 calls and at the end of the month you don't have anyone to show listings to and to be working, then something's wrong. You see, a ese punto tienes que sentar conmigo, con Jesús, con alguien para ayudarte con los leads, ayudarte con la llamada. Lo que yo hago algunas veces, yo me siento con los realtors aquí de Real Estate Empire Group. Tengo como 5 diferentes agents que todos nosotros nos sentamos juntos, empezamos a llamar los leads. Y cuando ellos ven que tienen a alguien que está interesado en el teléfono, me lo pasan. Mira, yo tengo a la prestamista aquí al lado mío, ¿quiere hablar con ella? And then I will help you. I will back you guys up. I will get that lead to commit to meeting with me and to getting the pre-approval time.
Porque usted la se encarga de los préstamos. Si ya llegamos directo con usted para los préstamos.
Si tienen un link de teléfono y tú ves que sí están interesados en comprar, llámame. Hacemos un three-way y hablamos y yo te ayudo en tratar de
ver si
califican y de crear esa relación entre usted y el cliente, because that's what you need. Okay? All of this, basically this training is to tell you, you want to get to meet that person en persona. You want to meet that person right away. Stay on top of them for 10 days. Okay? And build a relationship. Yeah, when you build that relationship, then you say, okay, where can I put this client? How much time am I going to dedicate? And using your time efficiently. Okay? This conversion, 3% is an excellent conversion. Usually when people start with the leads, if you have 1%, if de 100 personas que tú llamas, una persona está comprando casa, it's great, But you want to get it to a point where de 100 son 3 personas que compran. Y sigue trabajando and checking, pero la única manera que sabes si está trabajando lo que está haciendo o no es recordando todos los números y usando all the data that you have to understand if what you're doing is working.
Por ejemplo, yo tengo una conocida gran amiga venezolana.
Okay.
Ella tiene propiedad aquí, pero ahora ella se fue a Venezuela por 4 meses y me dijo, en mi próximo regreso, dentro de 4 meses, yo quiero comprar una propiedad.
Okay.
Y yo le dije que yo estaba en eso. Y me dijo, bueno, Jay, prepárate para que me ayudes. Entonces yo digo, gente venezolana que no tienen un estatus aquí, ¿cómo es la manera de ellos obtener el crédito aquí? Ella ya ha tenido propiedad, ya tiene, de hecho tiene dos, un apartamento y una casa. Pero eso yo no lo sé.
Right.
Cómo es la manera de ayudar a ella, a que ella, ser yo pues la que le venga a esa casa a ella, cómo yo la asesoro, cómo le digo, ajá, qué necesita, todo eso.
Okay, so ella te dijo en como 3 meses, right?
Ella,
So en 3 meses, entonces, she's a B lead, right? So the B lead es una persona que por ahora tienes que estar llamándole a ella como una vez a la semana. Llámela y empieza a enseñarle diferentes listings. Me imagino que va a ser una propiedad de inversión,
sí.
lo que ella quiere comprar. Okay. So, entendiendo qué tipo de inversión quiere, si es un condominium, una casa. Deja todo lo del financiamiento a la prestamista. Lo que trabajo de usted ahora es colectar los documentos que nos hace falta para hacer el pre-approval, right? Manteniendo esa relación con ese cliente, son 3 meses, que en 3 meses ella puede encontrar otra persona, ¿ok? Entonces se pasa una semana sin hablar con ella y ya, otra persona llamó y esa fue la semana que ella regresó de Venezuela. Y así pierden los leads. Estar atrás de ella y...
Ella supongo debe tener su buen crédito aquí, que tiene ya 2 propiedades y que tiene su cuenta, ellos tienen empresa en Venezuela de aires acondicionados, yo supongo que ellos mueven su dinero acá.
Right.
Entonces, ella...
Sí, ella puede comprar, va a ser como un Foreign National o un Hard Money Investment Loan. Lo que yo le digo a los agents, cuando tienes un caso así, que no, you don't know qué tipo de programa o the specifics, and that's fine. You don't need to know. That's el trabajo de nosotros. So, con ese cliente, just keep the relationship going. Ya cuando tuve que ella regresa, tener una cita ya preparado para reunir con la prestamista. Okay.
En este caso,
sí, conmigo o con alguien de mi oficina, sí. And then you meet with me y ese día esa persona me trae todos los documentos que me hacen falta y después de reunión la cita, como 2 o 3 días, yo tengo todo listo. As a pre-approval done, y te puedo decir, yo te voy a llamar directamente, yo te voy a decir, mira, yo califico por esta cantidad, I'll tell you si tienen dinero o le hacen falta un crédito de los vendedores, I'll tell you the specifics, y así desde ese punto ya you feel good, you're confident, tienen una buena relación con la cliente porque pasaste 3 meses atrás de ella, ya tienes el financiamiento preparado, entiendes la programa y los términos del préstamo. Y así a ese punto puedes ir viendo casas y cuando entras a contrato, estás entrando a contrato con confianza, with the confidence that it needs to get the job done. Okay? Don't get so hung up on the specifics of the financing. Leave that to us. Your job is to make that relationship with the client, okay? So that the client trusts you to go to the lender and get information on the financing. Because that's the hard part. These leads are coming in, they're looking to buy, they're interested in buying, but how are they going to connect with you? How are they going to trust you to make the next step and get the financing, get pre-approved? You understand what I'm saying? Don't worry too much about the financing. You tell them, I have my lender and she's amazing and she's gonna find you a program with the best terms. When you get back, I already have an appointment set. That's what you want to focus on. So that's really the biggest thing with turning the renters into buyers. Like I said, on the first class, we talked about credit and the down payment or cash to close. I don't think you guys were there, so I'll talk a little bit about it. Basically, when you're looking for a rental, ¿cuánto dinero tienen que tener guardado para rentar? Usualmente los clientes.
3 meses.
3 meses, right? So 3 meses de una renta de $2,000 son $6,000. Okay. $6,000 son, es un down payment de una casa de 200,000. 3%, they're right there. That's down payment. Si el cliente tiene down payment, es mucho más fácil de encontrar una manera de ayudar con los gastos. So, cuando estamos hablando con una persona que quiere rentar, pídele si tienen los 3 meses. Si ya tienen los 3 meses, si ya tiene 3 meses de la renta, si ya tiene $6,000, usted puede calificar por una casa de 200,000. Ya tienes el down payment y la prestamista te va a encontrar una manera de ayudar con los gastos de cierre. Why don't you look into getting pre-approved? That's the idea.
Ya, y si no pre-approved, pues renta.
Exacto.
Exacto.
And you build that relationship. Now they see that you're looking for their best interest. You're not just looking to do a rent real quick. You're also helping them get finance, or in helping them with. You tell them that even if you're not pre-approved, well, now you can do the financial planning. So when your lease is up el año que viene, we can start looking for a purchase. Okay. Also, it's like todo el mundo puede comprar. There's no reason why nobody can buy. You could pay the rent, you can buy. Maybe you can't buy right now. Maybe it'll take you 3-6 months. Maybe it'll take you a year. But the only way to know is by sitting down with a lender and getting pre-approved. Okay.
Esos gastos de cierre, cuando tú dices ayudar con los gastos de cierre, la manera es que meterlos en el crédito.
En la manera
de que tú le digas a alguien, yo te ayudo con los, no tienes para el gasto de cierre, bueno, yo te voy a ayudar con los gastos de cierre.
Los gastos de cierre, porque hay diferentes programas de down payment assistance. Okay. Por ejemplo, yo te puedo decir 2 o 3 que son muy populares, es el app del condado, que eso ayuda con $7,250 en gasto de cierre. Hay el HFA de Miami-Dade. Ese programa ayuda con $10,000. Y
pero esos son créditos.
Son créditos, sí. Con el HFA sí tienes que, al final del término de los 30 años, tienes que pagar los $10,000. No son $10,000 en un paso, que son pagos, pero sí. O si vende la casa o si hace un refinance, tienes que pagar. Sí. Pero sí te ayuda a entrar en una casa. La otra manera es, tenemos un programa de 101 Home Advantage, que es un programa con PRMG, que la persona tiene que entrar con, le dan, it's basically, están entrando sin down payment y la programa da un porcentaje del préstamo, del loan amount, para lo ayuda de los gastos de cierre. So that one is helpful too. También ya hablando conmigo, yo puedo ver si con el crédito, a lo mejor la tasa de interés le da un crédito, eso pasa también. O entre ustedes y yo hablamos de encontrar un crédito de los vendedores, right? So, hay mucha manera de encontrar el dinero. Mientras que esta persona tiene por lo menos el down payment, 3 meses de renta, es un down payment para una casa, fácil. ¿Ven? Entonces, lo otro que la gente siempre está diciendo es que no tienen buen crédito. Do you know what the minimum credit score is to buy?
580.
580.
120 convencional.
Sí. 580 no es muy alto de un score. Mucha gente tiene 580 de credit score. Entonces, cuando te dicen, no, yo tengo un crédito muy bajo, bueno,
¿Qué tan bajo?
¿qué tan bajo? Porque para comprar son 580. Y la gente siempre está really surprised. Oh, really? I can buy with 580? Yeah, you can buy with 580. Okay, then let's do it. Es que la gente no sabe.
Sí, está desinformado.
Estamos
Y
muy
que hay que
desinformados.
con esto de que hay que tener los dos declaraciones de taxa. ¿Es obligado para
No, hay programas de un año.
de una?
De un año. Hay también programas de bank statement only. Las tasas de interés no son tan bajos, pero sí hay manera de aplicar sin enseñar los ingresos. Solamente tienen que enseñar los estados bancarios de 12 años, de 12 meses.
de 12.
Hay diferentes
No
opciones.
es cierto que cuando te dicen, no, mira, no puedo porque es que yo no tengo 2 años de taxes. No, si puedes comprar.
¿Sí?
El interés es un poquito más alto, pero puede.
Pero eso lo dejo para la prestamista que les
Exacto.
explican. Sí.
Exacto.
Sí, hay muchos diferentes programas que pueden comprar. Si no tienen los ingresos de los 2 últimos años, está bien. Hay manera de hacerlo con los estados bancarios solo, hay manera de hacerlo con solamente 1 año de taxes. Yeah. So, between those two, también la gente pregunta, no, I've had a short sale or foreclosure. Algunas veces la gente piensa que tiene que esperar 7 años con FHA y después de 2 años puede comprar. Es que no tienen la información. Y ahí es donde usted puede ayudar. Pero si no tienes la respuesta, ¿ok? Solamente le tiene que decir si puede comprar. A lo mejor no, like el caso no es lo que usted piensa que es. Habla con mi prestamista. And see. Try. Talk to them.
O sea, intentar.
Sí.
Y si no puedes ahorita, quizás puedas en 6 meses. Pero
Yeah,
sí puedes.
exacto. Sí puede comprar. Tiene que convencer a todos los clientes que sí pueden comprar. Porque es cierto, todo el mundo puede comprar.
Exacto. Que puedes
Sí, la máquina acomodar, que él califica y eso pues, lo puede ayudar.
Exacto. Ajá. Entonces no perder el tiempo de ustedes. Ya como la prestamista le dice, mira, el credit score está muy bajo, califican por $100,000, ya entendiendo que a lo mejor esta persona califica, pero va a ser muy difícil de encontrar una casa en este momento. Hablar con ese cliente, vamos a seguir esperando, vamos a seguir guardando dinero,
Claro,
whatever it is,
vamos a tratar de
mejorar el crédito, lo que sea, y entendiendo que esta persona, déjame mantener ese lead, pero no tengo que hablar con esa persona todas las semanas, todos los meses. That's another part. Diciendo a todo el mundo que todo el mundo puede comprar, y entonces ustedes organizando quién de verdad va a comprar y quién tienes que dedicar todo su tiempo para ayudar que compre.
Sí, hacer como una depuración. ¿Quiénes sí, quiénes no?
Exacto. Todo el mundo goes into conversion, ¿ok? Conversion tiene que estar arriba del conversion, entrando todos los leads a conversion. Porque lo que pasa es que hablaste con ese cliente, ya pararon de responder, no te devuelven la llamada, no te responden por text, está bien. Puede ser que esa persona estaba muy ocupada en ese momento, tuvieron una emergencia, ya la interés de comprar casa no estaba ahí. Pero en tenerlo en conversion y recibiendo su correo electrónico toda la semana, una vez al mes, ya cuando están listos, ven su correo electrónico y se acuerdan, oh, déjame llamarla. Llevan 3 meses sin hablar con ella, déjame llamarla porque ahora sí estoy listo. So don't lose your leads, stay on top of them, divide them up, put them in conversion, and that's the second half. And then the first half is when you get that lead, like really think about it. This person spent all this time answering all those questions. That person wants to buy. So stay on top of it. Stay on top of it. And whatever they tell you, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. You don't lose anything. The lead goes away, that's fine. You keep moving on. But at least at the beginning, when you get that lead, you treat it like that's your baby. You get that lead, call them right away. They don't answer, shoot them the text message, send them the email. Have that system already in place. Where you do the phone call, okay, they didn't answer, I'm putting it in conversion, I'm sending the email, shooting the text message, let me go on Facebook, let me send them a message on Facebook and see if it works. Okay, it hasn't worked. You record a little video. Hey, I'm really interested in meeting with you. I'm excited to help you guys out. please give me a call back. If you try all those different things, you're gonna see that you're gonna get more leads being responsive because you're not doing what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is doing the same thing. Everybody else is calling, no responding, okay, next. They forget about the lead. Or, okay, me llamaron, they told me to call them back at 5 o'clock today. How many times have it happens to me? Que me dicen, llámame a las 5. Y a las 5 estoy, I don't know, I'm driving, I'm with the kids, I'm on the phone, and I don't call them. That's okay. But then when you remember the next day, when you're doing your time blocking, do the phone call again, shoot the text message, send the email, go on Facebook, try to reconnect because those leads want to buy. You just have to stay on top of it. You have to dedicate the time to it. You know, you have to try different things that people aren't trying. Add them on Facebook, add them on Instagram. So when they're looking on their phones, that we all do, we spend hours looking at our phones on Instagram, they keep seeing your face. Okay? They keep seeing you helped this client here, and you're closing this house here, and you did this rental here, and they're gonna want to work with you. Yeah. And then keeping track, how many people are you actually converting? Just try when you leave here, ya la semana es viernes. Ya para el lunes, cuando entres la llamada, empieza a tratar de esta manera. Hacer la llamada, mandar el text, mandar el correo electrónico, mandar un video. Próximo día no te responden, está bien, mándale un mensaje por Facebook. Llama, text, email. ¿No te responden? Ok. El miércoles, add them on Instagram. Send a message on Instagram. Llama, manda un text, email. You see after a couple days, everything you've tried doesn't work? Fine, next. But I promise that all those people that you would have called one time and they didn't answer, and you sent them a text message and they didn't answer, if you do that for a week, you'll get 2 or 3 leads. But if you try the video and the Facebook and the Instagram and, it's not gonna be 3 leads, it's gonna be 9. You're gonna be making way more connection, way more leads are gonna become actual clients and customers of yours. It's gonna help you guys out. It just depends on how busy you guys are too, how much you guys wanna work, how much money do you wanna make? How many clients can you handle? You know, you guys get to decide that. Real estate's a beautiful thing. You decide your schedule. You decide what you want to do and what you don't want to do. But if you guys really, really want to do it, I promise you guys, sending the video and adding them on Instagram or Facebook and reaching out and taking that one extra step that no other realtor in Miami is doing is going to help you guys grow your business. It's a lot of time. And it's hard to do it. But if you just time block, you know, give yourself some time to do it. Maybe in ese momento the lead comes in, you do the phone call, they don't answer, okay. You know, and let's say you're showing listings, that's fine. But just every day, take 1 hour to take all those leads que entraron and go through the process of doing all those steps. Does that make sense? Quieres llamar, en 32 minutos tienen que llamar el lead. No te deja pasar 2 minutos de cuando entra el lead de estar llamando. Pero ya si no contestan, está bien. Espera hasta el final del día y todo lo que no contestaron, empieza con los text messages, los correos electrónicos, ahí con la lista de todos los leads que no respondieron, empieza a hacer los recordings. Si no quiere poner el nombre del cliente y hacer un video para cada persona, está bien. Record one video. No, arréglate muy linda and get it all ready and do a little recording saying, hi, my name is, and I'm a realtor. I know that you're looking to buy a home and I would love to help you out. Please let me know when we can meet up for coffee and discuss what it is that you're looking for. Record just one classic video and send it to everybody. And start doing things like that. And see what happens, see if it helps you out. Because really no one else is doing it. no one else is doing. And it's going to make a big difference. And you could see like just how many leads do you think you get in a month? ¿Cuántos leads te mandan todos los meses?
No, yo estoy empezando ahorita.
Okay. ¿Cuántos te mandan esos leads que entran constantemente? Porque el teléfono mío no para de recibir los leads que yo veo que están entrando constantemente en el WhatsApp y en the new Messenger. The leads are always coming in. Karina y Kim siempre lo están mandando.
Sí, a mí me llegaron unos cuantos.
Ujú.
Yo estoy poniendo como que uno diario.
Como uno diario.
Sí,
Ok.
de lo que ellos me mandaron, de lo que estaba acá en el país.
Ujú.
Y entonces Miguel me dijo, pon uno diario para que vean movimiento también.
Okay.
¿Sabes?
Yeah.
Entonces ayer yo puse uno del MLS en Marketplace
Ujú.
de renta, a probar a ver.
Ujú.
Bueno, no, ayer puse uno de ellos. Solo para probar a ver si alguien me llama o algo.
Yeah. So un lead diario.
Bueno, apenas me empecé ayer.
Okay.
Pues yo soy nueva.
Okay.
Yo no sé nada.
Okay.
Pues, estoy haciendo la prueba y no me da miedo. Si
Okay.
alguien me llama, bueno, me da miedo.
Exacto.
Claro, es que no te
Yes.
puedes tener miedo.
No, no puede tener miedo y si, so, if you guys are super new, está bien. Si no saben la respuesta, está bien. Blame it on the lender. Put it on the lender. If you call someone and they ask you a question, whether it has to do with real estate or lending or the market or doesn't matter. You say, oh, you know what? Let me put you in contact with my lender. That's her expertise. Okay? Puede ser algo del real estate. You know, algo que supuestamente you're supposed to know, pero como son nuevos y you don't know, that's fine. Just say, oh, that's the lender. She's going to be able to help you out. Let me give you her contact information and put it on us. Let me answer the question for you. You know? Or you get off the phone with them and then you call me and I'll give you the answer. Like, depend on us, lean on us. Si estás en teléfono and you're having a hard time, you don't really know, give me a call. We'll do a three-way. Te puedo ayudar en el teléfono. Yeah, but don't be scared. If you don't know the answers, it's okay. You're gonna learn. It's a lot of information, but I promise you that as scared as you are, the clients are way more scared. Purchasing a home, renting a home, going through all of this it's very, very overwhelming. It's very scary for a lot of people. But that's going to come in your favor because if you don't have a lot of expertise and a lot of knowledge and you haven't been doing this for very long, then there's no way that this person is going to be able to call you out or to know that you don't have any information and that you're not an expert. Because whatever it is that you know, I'm sure you that you know more than 90% of clients that you're calling. So you just keep going. You keep moving through the phone calls, call us, we'll three-way, set up an appointment with us so that we can meet with the client and answer all those questions. But don't get hung up on being scared or intimidated. You just keep on moving. And one lead a day, that's almost 30 leads a month. On average, let's say, we go back to this, on average, 20 leads a month. If 20 leads, 3% is 6. So de 20 leads que entran, si 6 personas siguen con el proceso, ¿ok? Y en el año, si compran una casa, 6 personas, a commission de 2.5 son $82,000 al año. It's a lot of money from 6 clients. That's 20 calls that you get that all you had to do was get 6 of them to get pre-approved in 1 month. It's hard. It's hard. Y al principio, mucho más difícil. But that's why you have to try to do different things, okay? Because a phone call alone probably won't be enough. But if you send a little video and you have them on Instagram and they like you and they see that you're, you know, really like professional and you're really trying to help them out, they'll stick with you. All you need is a couple to stick around long enough for you to learn as you go and get them to close. And you guys will do well. Do you have any other questions? Anything else I can help you with? No? So kind of, I can share with you guys my other. How do I close this? I'll also share with you guys, I can email this to you if you sign in the sign-in sheet. I can email you a copy.
Yes, please.
And then I can also email you a copy of my other presentation and some flyers and things that I have. If you guys would like, I have this here. I can show you. I have a flyer that if you send me a picture of yourself, I can put your contact information. Next to it, I put my picture and my contact information. And I sent one to. This one was for one of the agents here. Con Margarita, de aquí, la información de ella, de Real Estate Empire Group, pero lo podemos hacer para, for people that are renting, that are looking to buy. Hay uno que tienen, like, si usted paga $30,000 al mes, en 30 años se toman $30,300,000, una casa de $300,000. So, it's a flyer like this, pero tiene esos números. There's a couple diferentes flyers que podemos hacer. ¿Me mandan una foto? Yo, como así. Información de ustedes, información mía, en un flyer, y lo podemos usar en Instagram, Facebook, Messenger. Y tenemos diferentes. Este para un programa de Down Payment Assistance en Orange County. Margarita está tratando de casa en Orange County en Orlando. And so, el programa de Down Payment Assistance ahí, and she's been using it, posting it. So you guys can do the same. Or have it ready. And when you talk to someone, you can send it to them. Si tú hablas con alguien que dicen que no tienen dinero para el carta de cierre. Okay, well, la prestamista tiene diferentes programas para ayudarte. Déjame mandarte la información de ella y mira, te voy a mandar un flyer. Puedes mandarle el flyer con la información muy básica, pero it's ayuda and it's marketing. You guys can use it any way you want. So we have that available too, and then I'll share this.
¿Te enviamos la foto?
Sí.
¿A tu número de celular? ¿Al
Mi
WhatsApp?
celular, WhatsApp, correo electrónico, por Facebook, por Instagram. Sí. I use it all, whatever it takes.
¿Y la tiene?
Sí, sí,
Esto es una gran ayuda.